Good. How are you guys?
Thanks.
Good.
Tua, how excited are you to have your home game debut for this season?
I think we're all excited. This will be cool. Finally get to play in front of our hometown crowd. So I'm sure it'll be packed, and I'm sure those guys are really excited to see us go out there and play.
So you have a streak of beating Super Bowl winning coaches 9 times in a row now. And you have another one coming up this week in Sean Payton. I know you're just trying to go win every game, but that's still got to be a pretty cool stat to hear, no?
Yeah, that is. I mean, you just mentioned it to me. Um, but yeah, it's a team sport. You win games with the team, and so I've been very fortunate to have great teammates, and yeah, we're just in here day in day out, trying to do everything we can to win.
To a guy on the other side of the ball, Bradley Chubb's facing his former team here this week. Just from what you've been able to observe of him, I don't know how many meeting rooms you get to be in with him, but how has he ingratiated himself into this unit, this locker room, this family since he's been here?
Well, I think the cool thing about B Chubb is he's all around, he's all around class act person. I would say, like, the first time that I met him, it wasn't me going up to him. He came up to me and sort of, introduced himself, and I thought that was super cool, being able to play against him my rookie year when we went down there to play Vic's team at the time. But I mean, he's a great guy, great person. I like hanging out with him, off the field. I don't hang out with him too much on the field, but that's all I can say. He's a great person.
Opponents have had only 4 quarterback hits on you through the first 2 weeks, which is second best in the league. Only Baker Mayfield has been hit less. 2 parts to that. One, if you could talk about why you think that that's happening, and then also how beneficial is that to you? Not just for injury, just the typical beating that a quarterback takes in a regular game.
Yeah, well, I think that should tell you all you should know with the guys we have up front. There's been a lot of naysayers, and I know our guys in the O-line room hear what everyone's saying as well. So that's the way that they're able to shut the haters up, basically. And it's, to me, it's nothing new. Like, those guys been working their butts off this entire offseason. OTAs, training camp, they've been working their butts off. So this is nothing surprising to me. And I think that's what entails it, is just the work ethic that they put in, day out, with their coach, Butch. And, guys are buying into new techniques, new fundamentals with, how they're getting off the ball and different things. So, having Tyreek and Waddle, having fast guys also help me get the ball out quicker to be able to distribute that and throw off timing for the rushers as well. So I think that's been a big key to that as well.
You mentioned as part of that your quick release has been part of it. What goes into that? Is that just quickly going through your progressions, your reads?
Yeah, that's just understanding pre-snap where we need to go with the ball, and then also post-snap adjusting and making that adjustment quick. So that's basically all it is.
Broncos defensive coordinator Vance Joseph with Denver this year and the previous years in Arizona has been top 5 in blitz rate in the NFL pretty much since he's been doing it. What kind of challenges does a blitz-happy defense present to you?
They present a lot of challenges. You got to understand where those blitzers are coming from. You got to understand where you want to protect them. There's a lot of things. We're going to have to find out if they're blitzing from here, where the openings are going to be, and we got to figure out how we want to attack them in that sense.
Token, how have you developed on the blitz throughout your career, like looking back to maybe when you started to where you are now?
Well, I think a lot of it is just within the rhythm and timing of our offense. That's basically what it's evolved to, where you understand where your hot's coming from, but then if you're playing in the rhythm and timing of the play, at worst you'll probably take a hit after throwing the ball, but that's at worst. That's what I've been trying to do, try to get the ball out as quickly as possible, kind of seeing the defenses so that I can help myself out as well as the offensive line.
We saw most of training camp, you guys were doing a heavy rotation with all the receivers. Now that Jalen is out, how much still that benefits you in terms of whoever has to step up for him?
that'll benefit our offense a lot. That'll benefit us a lot because, like you said, we've been rotating guys, and it's been allowing others to get reps with the ones, with the twos, with other guys. And it also helps with the timing of that. You know where this guy's going to be at what point. Guys run their routes a little different. So being able to throw to a couple of the other guys out there today, working on timing, it's been good.
Same token, Jalen and Tyreek are obviously special for a reason. I don't think last year either of them missed a game. How much changes if Waddle can't go?
How much changes if
What you guys can do, scheme, offensive wise?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's tough when you don't have two of your top guys in Waddle, and if we weren't to have Tyreek on any given Sunday, but I would say the rest of the guys in that room, they're ready to step up. They're ready to play. Doesn't change how I prepare. I was going to be funny. I was going to say I might as well stay home if they don't play. But yeah, I think the guys in their room, they're ready to step up. And whatever card you're dealt with, you got to go out there and play any given Sunday. Those guys on the other side don't care about who's playing or not. They just want to do anything they can to help their team win.
Well, I like that pass down to Braxton Berrios, down to the 2. And I noticed when watching the All-22 that you sort of felt or sensed pressure from your left and then slid your right before throwing it in the bucket there. I'm curious, was it just a sense, and has your sort of spidey senses, are they better than ever? You know what I mean by
senses,
spidey senses?
Yeah. No, can you explain spidey senses for me?
Like you can tell. So, I like Spider-Man. I don't know if you watch that stuff.
No, that's great. Yeah, I would say, because I'm not the biggest person, I'm not able to always see over guys. And because Tyreek's not the biggest person, Jalen's not the biggest person, Braxton's not the biggest person, sometimes you just got to feel space for those guys. And that's when understanding where they're going to be at the time they're going to be there matters a lot. And so sometimes, we had to read that play inside out, and I knew Braxton was going back up on a wheel. And so as I kind of peeked towards the middle, I could kind of sense, this backside player on the pressure, and then, I knew Braxton was going to be there.
I want to ask you, Tua, when you were growing up, maybe in Hawaii, what players did you look up to from a quarterback standpoint? Who did you admire or idolize, or look at yourself and say, hey, I want to be like that guy?
I would say it was hard because I grew up a Cowboys fan, and so I always wanted to watch the Cowboys growing up. But, in Hawaii, the games start at 7 or 8. And then if you get a nighttime game on the East Coast, then the game in Hawaii is at 3 o'clock. So whatever games we could catch, those are the teams that I would watch, and I would just watch, those offenses and whatnot. So I wasn't able to just specifically watch one person. I was able to watch a lot of quarterbacks, and then if I didn't get to watch a certain game, then I'd just watch the highlights on YouTube.
You stay off social media, you're not the type of guy to watch ESPN, but can you tap into the frequency of just the excitement around this team right now from a fan perspective? How electric, Hard Rock Stadium is probably going to be on Sunday. How much pride does that give you?
Yeah, I think it gives all of us on this team a lot of pride. We feel that the city of Miami has been waiting, and they're ready, for a championship. You look at the Heat, you look at the Panthers, the Florida Panthers. I mean, all those guys were able to, to make it to the final dance, and they were able to do special things throughout their seasons. And so, we're kind of trying to trot along that line and sort of follow the lead of those guys.
You have a really diehard loyal fan base. To run through that smoke again, hear your name, coming out of the tunnel. What's that moment gonna be like for you?
Yeah, that moment's gonna be special. Anytime, I would say any of us are able to go back out there. It's not something that we take for granted. you know, this game comes and goes, and nothing's ever promised. So anytime that we get to run out there and play, you know, play for our families, play for each other, and, you know, play for the fans, I mean, it's a blessing. So it'll be cool.
You guys do motion more than any other team. As you see it evolve throughout the
Do we
offseason.
do more than the Niners?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, that's good.
I think so. Almost, that's right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I guess that element, the motion, how have you seen it this year in particular change the looks that defenses give you?
Well, it forces them to communicate a lot more. You know, we've seen that in week 1, and we also got to see that in week 2, and we've seen a lot of adjustments off of the motions that we've had. And they've also given us different looks. So as we continue to work our motions, our snap counts, our timing with all of those, we'll see how the defenses continue to adjust, and the adjustments that they make will come to the sideline, and we'll hopefully be able to adjust as well. Thanks, guys.